Hey guys, this is just a little video to let people know that, you know, like if you're running Windows Vista and you want to capture with Virtualdub, you really need to use the 64-bit version of the program if you're going to use the MJPEG compressor encoder. See, what MJPEG is really is like, when you know Virtualdub, it crams all its data into an AVI file type container, and it won't use newer formats. Of course, you can always recompress to a different video format. But here's the thing, I mean, if you want to capture with the Microsoft LifeCam Studio at 1920 by 1080 pixel, which is true high definition, max definition you're going to get on YouTube now with current equipment. Virtualdub creates so much data on the fly. MJPEG is a way to transcode data into small, you know, JPEG chunks. It's like data chunks, so it's like chunking the data. Anyway, this is the thing. I realized that with Windows Vista, you know, the 32-bit version of the program would capture just fine with MJPEG at 1920 by 1080 pixel. But when I went to Windows 7, and I'm using Windows 7 now, 32-bit would not work, and I also kept getting the level screwed up. The levels that I'm talking about, when you set your levels into video, you know, you go Virtualdub, you go file, and then capture AVI, and then set AVI capture file, and then you go video, and then you got level control, where you got brightness, contrast, saturation, sharpness, white balance, and backlight compensation. Okay. And what I figured out is if I set the level control in the Virtualdub 64-bit where it's proper to brightness 30, contrast 10, saturation 104, sharpness 50, white balance 35, 37, backlight compensation at 3. With those levels, my white shirt looks really white, and the colors are not messed up. Now then what I do is I close Virtualdub 64-bit, and it saves those settings. And if I don't open color levels again, then I won't have to reset it. Okay, so basically that's it. What I want to say is, if you're using Windows 7 and you've installed the MPEG4 Codec pack, well, it doesn't really matter because I installed a lot of different MJPEG type, you know, system codecs where Virtualdub is supposed to be able to fetch the codec, you know, the Windows Subsystems stream, and use it to chunk the data into into MJPEG format, so that, you know, your frames is like chunks of data. Each one is a separate individual picture, a still picture, and on the keyframes it inserts those like every 15 regular, you know, capture frames that will insert the keyframe. But, you know, this method is not as efficient as some of the newer codecs, like video for Windows 8.264 or DVX, XVid, because what they do is on their keyframes, they're what they're doing is they're transcoding in a part of the last frame and part of the next frame, so that it makes the transition much smoother. That's why those type of codecs, the newer codecs, work better, you know, really fast motion video, like if you waving your hand real fast, you know, and you can see if I slow my hand down, it's sharp and clear. But if I move, the faster I move my hand, you know, the more blurry it's going to get. But usually what you want to do is you want to capture with Virtualdub the highest resolution possible, and it's the fast motion, as fast motion as possible, so that the overall effect is when you play your video back, you don't have too much dithering in between the frames, because that tends to blur the video, you know, with fast motion, and you got streaking type of fashion. Well, you know, like if you ever watch a movie, part of a movie may be like where you know, you're close captioning with a telephoto lens, you know, race car drivers and their cars as they go around the curve. I mean, you got a lot of detail, but you also have fast motion. If you say splice out, you're using MJPEG at 1920 by 1080 pixels with Virtualdub, and you do your raw Virtualdub capture, your dump file, which is going to be like a huge file for your video. So you go back in there and you want to splice out a real fast motion scene, like say 5 minutes into the video, and then minute 5, 6, 7, and 8, you want to just splice that out and make that into a separate video. See, with MJPEG, you're going to preserve the detail in the fast motion frame and in the keyframes too. But if you're using H.264 or XVid or some of the newer MPEG4 or the M2TS, the Sony MT2S, then when Virtualdub hits those, when it tries to transcode, just retranscode that section that you spliced out and want to make a separate video, when it hits those fast motion frames, it's going to see those keyframes in there that are half transcode of the last frame and half transcode of the next frame on either side of the keyframe, and you're not going to preserve as much detail. And then when Virtualdub splices that out of the H.264 file, then it's going to lose resolution and quality in the video, and the splice that you spliced out and resaved in an AVI container, it's going to be a huge file. Anyway, that's what I learned so far. But basically that's it. If you're running Windows 7, you probably need to run Virtualdub 64-bit, because for some reason the 32-bit will not let Virtualdub see the MJPEG transcoders and encoders that are in the system. I also upgraded to DirectX. I think it's version 9.0. It's not called DirectDraw anymore, but it's called DirectX. So Microsoft has the latest version. But when it comes to video capturing, you get into all these little complexities. But basically that's what I want to do, is just make a little video let you guys know if you're running Windows 7, you just about have to run Virtualdub 64-bit to get your full resolution. So okay, that's it guys. Bye.